Hi, family. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. I decided to do a video today, excuse me, because it is New Year's Eve. It's the last show of 2022. We're going to go into 2023, and I thought I'd leave with a boom, with a big splash, uh, with a great ending, right? Grand finale. Well, I'm doing much better. My bone is healed and everything, but so everything is progressing as it should be. But I've had a lot of time to think, since I couldn't move around and be busybody. Like a lot of times we are so busy trying to on the rat race that we don't have time to really think what's important in life, what's important while we're here. And I know in my 20s, I was introduced to these ideas, but somehow I got distracted from them because it was always this fear that I had to somehow make it or be successful or fit in or be liked by uh, those who dominate. So I think I'm going to call them New Year's resolutions because we all know what they are. I'll call it just a new perspective on things. So you can miss a lot of pit holes in your life. You don't have to, go out there and what do you call it? Black excellence, hustle, strive, level up, all these things that make, these delusions that everybody's chasing. You don't have to get caught up in that. And you can just get straight to the point and don't waste a lot of time. So here's the list. I'll be brief because I know you got things to do. You have get ready for your celebrations, and for the party tonight, the New Year's Eve party. You haven't checked it is December 31st, New Year's Eve. Okay. So the first resolution that I would suggest, or I think it's important, is to be anti-capitalist, because as we know, capitalism is a system that is a dog eat dog system. Every man for himself, or every woman for herself, and God for us all. Yeah. So it's a system where the elite, the oligarchy, the 1%, very small percentage of people have all the wealth in the world, while the vast majority, the masses, do all the work, all the invention, all the sweat and the tears. And then they have this surplus, which is a profit. They make the profit off of it. We get nothing. We get peanuts. Even though you may be thinking that you're getting a lot from your job, in actuality, you're not. You're making somebody rich. So this idea of loving and worshiping millionaires and billionaires is a flawed idea. Excuse me. And the reason it's flawed is because in order to become a millionaire, billionaire, you have to exploit someone. Someone has to be exploited. Exploited means be used. They don't get the full wages or the full benefit of their work. They're just basically ripped off, stolen from. So, and the thing about it is capitalism hoards all the wealth. So since it hoards all the wealth, it makes for more people to be starving, and it does. It destroys the environment because they have to clear more land and kill more animals and destroy the environment to get the resources, like in the diamonds in Africa and the stuff that you make the computer is made out of, your cell phones. I think it's called cobalt. Yeah, children are digging for this, and you're gonna level up and you want to. But you don't understand. Everything that you have is covered in blood. Your cell phones, your computers, your food, everything you have is covered in blood. And this is all caused by capitalism, because the system that we're running under, because a lot of people have the audacity to say, oh, there's no system, it's just your personal choices. No, that's flawed. That's a flawed mentality that tells you that person has just revealed to you what's inside of their brain when they open their mouth and say there's no system. Anybody who tells you there's no system, they open their mouth to reveal to your brain, reveal to you their brain. They need brain surgery. So let's be anti-capitalist, okay? Anti-imperialism. Imperialism is basically a monopoly. It's the highest form of capitalism. They've already secured all the lands all over the world, Africa, the global south, north, Pacific, everywhere. And they have a monopoly on all the goods, and basically, oh God, they run everything. It's kind of like a great big empire, like the U.S. empire, okay, and although the Western empire, or the white hegemony empire, which they formed through colonization back in, starting when Christopher Columbus. You know, if you look at my other videos, that's when the ball sort of kicked off then. Okay, so anti-patriarchy, because we don't want any male supremacy or domination of females. Women, I'd say women, you know, have domination. So, see, capitalism, imperialism, they all work together. It's like a teamwork. It's a little football team or some type of team. They all work together. They all play out. But according to research, patriarchy is the oldest form of oppression. Like the first slaves were women, okay? According to the information that I've come across, and if anybody would like to correct me, please do so. And because patriarchy is only 10,000 years old, what came before it? Okay, matriarchy, which was destroyed and usurped, and all the customs and stuff and information was hidden and destroyed and burned. And, you know, you can tell by, you know, the different symbols of what is going on today. For example, like in the court system, you have the Lady Justice just holding the scales. You know, that's from my aunt, and it goes back even further than that. Okay, so, and another thing is we have to be anti-ecocide. Ecocide is the killing and the murder and the slaughter of the earth. Everybody's just, they're cutting down trees so they can plant more soybeans and corn, so they can have more cows to feed on, so everybody can have people that want to eat their flesh, like McDonald's, oh, excuse me, I don't mean any names. All the fast food places can churn out those flesh burgers for people that have addiction. Like I said, addiction to flesh. Yes, that has been created. That's not a natural thing. It has been created by the capitalists for you to crave meat and stuff. And so much gargantuous amounts, okay, which just rots your stomach. Your stomach turns into a cemetery. Then you get all these diseases coming out on you. Okay? Don't believe me? Look at the research. It's out there, okay? You don't have to believe me. Do the research for yourself. It's there, okay? Now, also, that's some of the, you know, those are all together. Like, once again, anti-capitalist, anti-imperialism, anti-patriarchy, anti-ecocide. You know, like right now for anti-ecocide, I could say P1. I would say plants first, planet first. P1, planets first, okay? First, because we only got one planet, and you can become a millionaire and a billionaire, but if the whole ecosystem and the biodiversity and everything is all messed up and you don't have any air to breathe, so what's the point, you know? I don't understand that. I really don't understand it. You know, I don't get it. But every day we're losing like 200 species, you know, dying that you're going to never see again, never hear of again. Whew, gone. The plankton, which is very important. I think I already talked about this already, but I just have to say it just as an example. The plankton in the ocean, plankton, which a lot of the, you know, marine life stuff feeds off of and everything, and all, which they all do, is shrinking because you have more plastic in the ocean than plankton. So basically, the planet is dying. The ocean is dying. So plankton is also used to create oxygen. Guess who needs oxygen? Guess who needs oxygen? Every living being needs oxygen. You and I need oxygen. Okay? So this capitalist system with these oligarchies, with this 1%, is feeding us all this propaganda how we got to have more and more and more of everything. It's killing the planet. And we're going to go along with this? We're going to just settle for this and say, and everybody say they love their grandchildren, they love their children, they love life, they love their neighbors, they love. I love everybody. I love everybody. I've heard people say that. But do you really? Do you really love everybody? Do you really love? Do you love the earth? Do you love the planet? Do you love air? Do you love clean, fresh water? Because we only have 30 years of supply of fresh water, clean, fresh water. All the rest of it, pretty soon they'll be selling us air. Okay, that's probably the next thing. You're already selling us bottled water, and I'm 66 going on 67. I never dreamed that they'd be selling bottled water. But here we are. Okay, that's the doom and gloom. Time to change the tune. What can we do about it? What can we do about it? Well, I've decided that it's good to be a Pan-Africanist, especially since I'm part of the global north, or the new world, you know. Looking back over time and how I got here and, you know, all the things that's transpired, I think it would be a good idea for me as a woman to be a Pan-Africanist, which I've always been my whole life, okay? Especially since in my 20s. I started like in my about 21, 22. And revolutionary. Revolutionary is not about, you know, guns and stuff. It's about fast, quick, radical change, drastic change, because we're in a drastic situation. We're at the point of extinction. It's like going over a waterfall, you know, like, okay, we need a drastic hold up, you know, hold up. It's not our fault. Black people, African people, non-white people, that the earth was happening because we were colonized and enslaved and all kind of atrocities and stuff happened to us. But guess what? We're the only ones going to save this. So we do have to be, and also I would think I should be a radical womanist, radical, because the way this hatred and misogyny of women is just ridiculous. It's embedded in the society, in the system, in the religions. You can ask, like, look at Christianity. They always talk about, you know, Eve. She encouraged Adam to eat the apple, and that's why women have to suffer. And, you know, it's because of her. That whole mentality is embedded in all the major religious cultures, that women are evil and full of sin and whatnot. So, you know, I do think that is very important. I mean, also, I feel like that, what we say, Black, African, Afro people, of African descent, of the New World, diaspora, since we were enslaved for like, what, 300 years, 400 years, we mimic or copied patriarchy, the dominator, the white dominator's culture of patriarchy, you know, of the nuclear family and mother, father, child, and the man is the dominant one and the wife is submissive and the children, you can do whatever you want to them. So because, you know, we were slaves and then we didn't know anything else, so we automatically at emancipation, we just copied after them, and just the black men just copied them. We copied the whole thing thinking that that was going to be the answer, when no, that's not. As you can well see, take a look around and see how far that's gotten us. Not very far. So, and I do think, you know, veganism, like I said, veganism, along with wiping out all the rest of those isms, it works. Veganism is a great contribution for your health, for the planet. You stop eating the dead animal flesh, you know. If there's no demand for it, then there's no supply. Okay, so do your part. Become a vegan. Yes, do your part. Because, like I said, they've overfished the ocean. There's hardly nothing left. You know, you're going to eat everything in the whole... It's not sustainable. The capitalist lifestyle is not sustainable. Meaning, like, you're driving a car with fuel in it. There's not enough fossil fuel. It's going to run out. It's like, you know, a bottle, and you keep pouring in the bottle. You get to the end, it's gone. Okay, it's gone. Just like the trees are sustainable, but they cut them down so fast, you know, so they can clear space to graze beef, so they can sell beef to the whole world. So somebody can make money. Not that you should even eat beef. But anyways, that's that. Okay, and so basically, as far as one more, I'm almost finished here. Another thing on the personal level, I see a lot of people online talking about personal relationships. If you do this, XYZ, don't do that, XYZ, you know, be more feminine. We need to be provided and protected. Our men are not provided and protected. Of course, that goes with patriarchy, and that goes with the Protestant puritanical mentality. All that provide and protect stuff, that is just a bunch of garbage, basically. It's a mythology, really it is. And a lot of us have bought into it, you know. Our men are supposed to provide and protect, provide and protect, provide and protect. No, that's garbage. pure garbage. I don't know how anybody could even go for that. We're both supposed to be working as a communal, a sharing, a whole, just a whole village, a whole community raises a child. That's like when I was a kid, we couldn't get away with nothing going down the street because somebody gonna tell them, so and so parent gonna let your mother know and let your family know they saw you doing such and such over here and there. But they don't do that too much anymore because people get, you steady, you mind your business, I mind my business. You raise your child, raise my child. Everybody like that now, so you can't say nothing to nobody's child. But it wasn't like that when I was growing up. But more and more, since we like to ape them and be like them, we're losing a lot of our extended family methods of raising children. Trying to be like the dominant culture because we've been told that, that's who we're supposed to copy, right? The integrationist has told us that, Anyways, so basically, as far as personal relationships, under capitalism, mostly all relationships are predatory. Remember, predatory, because capitalism teaches us, propagandas, conditions us to every man for himself, God for mine. I get mine, you get yours. It's only so much, and they ain't gonna choose but one of us. And so I got to do whatever I can do to knock you off to get what it is, whether it's promotion at the job or get the new house or get the man. That's also a part of patriarchy too. Women competing over men and, doing all they can and not being real friends to women and trying to be friends with them so they can learn their secrets. So, because, if you're taught that you have no value, you can get a PhD and you can do all these things. But if you don't have a man, you're a nobody. So if you're taught that and you believe that, you've been conditioned to believe that, then more likely you don't see there any value in women, because you see the man as superior and women as inferior. So see yourself as inferior and your other women as inferior. So they're just like a bus stop, until you get a man. That's what I notice about a lot of women. They treat you like a bus stop until you get another man. Now, of course, I know that might not be true these days. It might be a little bit different, but I don't know. I don't think so. So basically, everybody is, it's predatory because individualism, is, you have to go out and experience it and get your experience and concentrate on yourself and develop you, not as a whole communal type thing. Saying that we all have something to offer. We all have gifts. We just have to develop them within the group and to bring the group up, and then things will be better overall, and you won't have this jealousy and envy and competition and trying to have one up on another. And that's another thing. Women tend to have that beauty thing. We get into like they want to have one up on you. They got this guy or this, just have one up on you. Just always gonna have one. If you ever have a friend like that, everything is having one up on you. That gets to be tiring. It just wears you out. But anyways, that all comes from this thingification, objectification of everything being a commodity. Under capitalism, everything is a thing to make money, a thing to get profit. Like get the bag, level up, get the money. Always on a constant hustle, because one day you're going to be the millionaire if you work hard, or one day you're going to be the billionaire, when in reality that's not going to happen. Some people do, but those people are more likely chosen, and they don't work for that money. The billionaires and millionaires, they don't work, they steal. They're like parasitic. The petty bourgeoisie, which is the ruling class, the ownership class, owns the money, the resources that they have stolen and used in the military to, genocide people, steal their land, colonize them, enslave them. They have become, they got all the loot and all the money. So, they set the standard of how we think, how we view life and other people as things. I got to get this, get that man so he can get me this and get me that, or get that woman so she can submit to me and make me feel like a man because I'm the man of the house. As soon as I hear somebody say that, I'm running. I'm the man of the house. That sounds like a pure sexist. And I noticed that a lot of, I would say, black nationalists, or, organizations. There's a lot of men like that through the years. I've seen them through the years. I've been around them. They are very sexist, super, super sexist, because they want to be I'm the man of the house, and women need to submit, and no, and you got to agree with everything they say, and you got to worship them. Oh, ho, ho, you're just so great. Well, just be friends. Not saying to slight anybody, not saying it's all, but it's a high percentage, and it does kind of hold things back. So. Yeah, so we should stop judging people by their money, success, their participation in the blood-sucking system. So in order to be successful, you're going to have to exploit somebody. So this is not saying that everybody is going to be penniless and, homeless and out. We just have to work as a collective and do collective economics, like financial hood, communalism, work as a group, type of thing. All right. And, okay. So, yeah. So basically the solution is to be, revolution, Pan-Africanist, radical womanist, anti-ecocide. That's the solution. And if you're not African descent, you need to be radical. If you're other non-whites or even a white person, you need to be radical. This stuff involves all of us. Need to become a radical to get this change, to dismantle, abolish capitalism, as again, imperialism, patriarchy, ecocide. Because this is the only planet we have. I know a lot of people with money, they want to run to Mars and make something else out there. I don't know. People live in a delusion and science fiction. Why the whole trash this whole earth. I don't know of any other place that's like planet Earth. So we need to take care of our home front, before running somewhere else. And so, you can start by, joining a radical group. There's a lot of them out there. I guess you could say, what is this? There's quite a few out there. To name a few, but you can do reading and studies. Some of the things like, Kwame Nkrumah, Bell Hooks, the Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx, and Capital by Karl Marx. That a lot of people might disagree with that, but yes, like I said, he just made a scientific observation. Observation about scientific socialism and wrote it down. It had been going on thousands of years in Africa. The communalism, the sharing. The villages and things like that, everybody working as a group for thousands of years. Angela Davis, there's a lot of different books on down the line. Some of them I already talked about. And, do the study what capitalism is, study what patriarchy is, study what imperialism, how it has an ecocide, and how it has an effect on your planet, like your drinking water and the weather, climate change, and all these other things that are happening to colder winters with more fierce winters, like all the states in Florida and the southern states are soon going to be sinking down because of the earth warming up, climate change. It's the water, sea levels are rising. So that might be, they say it's going to happen within about 50 years, I think. So I probably won't be around. I don't know. I could be, but that would make me like what, about 110 or something. If I'm on my vegan diet and I don't fall nowhere. Or, I'm protected. Check my aura here. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, for the future generation, study it, get together with your friends, do what you got to do. And mobilize us to dismantle, to abolish, to subvert this system, capitalism, patriarchy, imperialism, ecocide, because it's killing us. Because capitalism is all about profit. It pollute up the water, mess up the soil, kill up all the animals, kill up all the biomass, everything, the plants, the animals, the amoebas, the stuff in the water, all for money, all for profit, and all for power too, profit and power. power over. It's the ego trip. It's a small amount of people doing that. So I would think that it's something to think about. It's not all doom and gloom, but it is doom and gloom because we're at the point that, like I said, on the waterfall, just about ready to go over there. So what you going to do? What are you going to do? What are we going to do? This suggestion to you. If you have any suggestions for me, suggest it to me. This is what I think you can start. Everybody need to be a revolutionary, be radical about all this to make this change. And scientific socialism is the answer. To stop this, we gonna have to stop it. The masses of us, all of us, the workers, the proletarians, the people that do all the work. All us black people, we're workers. The vast majority of us. And no, having more black billionaires and millionaires and capitalists and entrepreneurs is not going to save us. It'll save individuals, but they'll be selfish and they're only going to be thinking about them. And no, we don't need charity. Charity is not going to save the black masses all over the world. Charity is not going to save us. We need a redistribution of the wealth, all of the wealth, so we all can live wonderful, great lives in beautiful houses, good health care, clean water, clean air, lots of beautiful animals roaming around. Have a sustainable housing and stuff where you don't have to be cutting down all the trees and digging up everything. We got a lot of creative people. We could come up with a lot of different ways to live with everything. The birds and the bees and the bugs and the lions, tigers, and bears. They have a right to be here, and the cows and everything else, and the horses. And no, you shouldn't be riding horses either. They weren't made for you to ride. They were made for them to gallop in the wilderness and stuff like that. So, that's all I have to say about that. I want to leave you with that. That's my last broadcast for 2022. And this will get you off on a kickstart for 2023 so that you'll know that you have a lot to do. We all have a lot to do. We didn't come to this earth just to make money and consume and go and buy stuff and consume and more consume. You're here to make a contribution. And the contribution is to stop this system from destroying the planet, everything on it. Me, you, all of us, and we're going to feel it the most with this environmental racism. They dump everything in the black neighborhoods and stuff, all this pollution and, the water. Look at the example of Jackson, Mississippi, and just on and on and on examples all the time. All the forest fires and stuff like that because they've cut down so many trees, causes desertization, and it's just so much. It's so much. And no, it's not the last days. No, it's nothing religious. It's nothing about this is the way God planned it. It's the last days. No, we're not going to talk about any religion. No, that's out the window. Keep that in the closet. Okay, keep your religions in the closet and everything like that. We're talking about, let's be logical, reasoning, think things through logically. It's something we can do. This is all put together by people, by men, and it can be taken apart in something better, a new system that services everybody, so everybody can have a great life. All living life forms has a right to exist on this planet. The birds, the bees, the cows, the pigs, the chicken, they shouldn't be in your pot, okay? I know you think so, but that's all learned. It's like when somebody's smoking crack or taking heroin or something, they can't live without it because they learned that. Same thing with the burgers and the chickens and the animal flesh. You learned that and all this stuff. So, I guess they just the end of industrialization. The planet was not meant for industrialization. It was a big mistake. They knew this way back in the 1850s and 1860s and on and on, that this is going to happen. But they didn't care. They knew it. They was just thinking about the money. So they can have a bigger, grander house and have control over more people and torture and persecute more people and get more land and more and more and more and more and more and more. So that's where we are. But I know you're very smart. Everybody out there, you hear me good. You can find a good organization to get into. A good one is the Black Power Media. Tune into that because they have some very good information there. Black Alliance for Peace. That's a great one too. That's what I could just think off at the top of my head. And read the Black Agenda Report. That's a good one. Hood Communists. That's very good. They have some good writers there. Lots of organizations. All Africans Revolutionary Party. Yeah, that's a good one too. You get a lot of learning. Join and help out, volunteer, do whatever you need to do. Socialist groups, whatever. Because the time has come. Capitalism is not sustainable for the earth. It's going to destroy everything on this earth. And all this nuclear energy, these big airplanes, and the United States military causes more pollution than any industry. There's a lot of them out there, about 100 of them, 1,200. But the U.S. military causes more pollution than any of them with all those planes and bombs and nuclear this and nuclear that. And that's where most of your taxpayer money goes. That's why you don't have good roads, good schools. The hospitals are falling apart. Everything's falling apart because they're funneling all the money into military to go kill somebody over there to steal their resources for the rich people. They're going to send you poor people as cannon fodder, as imperialistic fodder to go kill poor people so that you can steal the oil, the minerals from other lands so that rich people can live just exorbitant, gargantuous wealth while, you see homeless military men on the street corner that can't get no help at the VA hospital. Have you ever been to the VA hospital? Anyways, I won't get into it. But that's all I had to say about this. So there is a solution. You either do or you die. That's it. Put it to you real straight. Do or die. Hey, now, what also I've been doing while I've been taking this complete tissue and bone stuff from Dr. Christopher, right? So it's done a lot of things. They're not going to have surgery on me, but yeah, it does great. Check out some of his products. And also another one, herbal one, is New Body products. They're a good one too. So that's all I had to say. That's the positive note. I'll see you on now. Also, New Year's Eve, you're supposed to, the first meal of the day on New Year's, you're supposed to eat those black-eyed peas for good luck. Collard greens will bring you money. And some golden cornbread will bring you to gold. So eat that, make that your first meal of the day on New Year's Day. And, we got so much doom and gloom around us. So we do need some good luck on this planet. All of us, you and me. So that, I got my beans ready and I'm cornbread and I make my little collard greens. So, yeah. So things gonna change if you make them change, because they're not gonna change on their own. They're not gonna change if you pray. No. That's why the infinite, infinite, the all in all, the unseen force. That's why we have brains and consciousness and things to think things through, to be logical and reasonable and logical. Otherwise, they wouldn't give it to us, right? So you can't get off the hook like that. Just throw your hands up and say, yeah. I ain't gonna have nothing to do with it. I'm gonna let the Lord take care of it. No, you can't get off the hook like that. That's the easy way out. We done made this bed. Now, we didn't make it, but the bed is made for us, but we're gonna have to find a way to get out of it. So we all have to do our part. So I'll leave you with that. And hopefully 2023 is going to be a great one for you. I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful, positive one for me. I'm get going busy here doing what I got to do. Okay? All right. It's been nice talking to y'all. Thanks for tuning in. And keep your spirits up, knowing that only way you can get through this is you have to do something. You cannot pray it away. You can't wish it away. You can't use your tarot cards away, crystal it away. You can't use incense it away. Can't use candles. Can't use magic. None of that's going to work. We're talking about on the mundane level, on the low level, the materialistic level of the earth. We have to make a actual physical change and put all of our heads together. Not just one individual. We put all our heads together and work as a community, and a communal sharing and redistribution of the wealth. And, like I said, dismantle capitalism, imperialism, patriarchy, ecocide, and be radical Pan-African revolutionaries, radical womanists. to end the cycle of destruction of the planet and all things on it. P1, Planet First. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in 2023. Don't drink too much champagne. Make sure it's vegan champagne too.